Okay, good afternoon. It is around 2:30 on September 1st. I'm a little later today just because I really didn't think much was going to happen this morning. So I just went out and spent the day doing little things, living life. And basically, when it comes to investing and so on, that's kind of how I see it. I've been reading a few books lately, and they're all pointing generally to the same message. That is, it's not that you can't make money picking individual stocks. You definitely can if you're a great picker, but if you just had some of the best stocks and you just sat in some of the best stocks, of a handful of stocks really, and you came back maybe, I guess, 5, 6, 7 years later. And that's the lesson that I learned a long time ago, is that they go up. They don't go up in a straight line. So for instance, if I look at this QQQ chart here and I look at the 5 year span, it doesn't necessarily go up in a straight line. You can see this went up, down, so on and so forth, right? But for the most part, and not counting the dividends, and especially in this environment where the interest rate has been the most that we have seen in a number of years, it is advantageous to not have to have all of your portfolio invested in the stock market. And you can put some in CDs, you can put some in these money market accounts and still get a good return. So where are we at? So last time we talked about cutting through the 20-day moving average. It went down again and cut through the 50, and then guess what? It went back up again. And now today is kind of making a little turn. And the truth of the matter is, I don't believe that much is going to happen from this point on. I believe that this high is probably going to be in place for a few months. And with that being the case, maybe if it cuts through this line again, I might add another position, but I'm not going to add anything more right now. So if I go over to my spreadsheet and I take a look here, you'll see right now I have a 70% exposure. And the last video, I actually made a mistake. I was supposed to sell 11 of the money market fund to create some room to buy another position of TQQQ. I was going to add one more if that was the case, but I made a mistake and I bought more of the money market fund. And maybe that was just my inner guidance telling me it's time to pause. Don't worry about it. Just take it easy. So this is kind of where I'm at. I only have 23% of my portfolio at risk right now, but it's managing a 69% exposure. And I think I'm just going to leave it there for now. Come back next week and see what happens. So that's all I have for today. Have a great weekend. Have a great Labor Day weekend. And we'll see what happens in the rest of September.